Hey guys, outdoor prepper, welcome back to the channel. With the summer fast approaching and hurricane season approaching, I think there's no better time than to review how to use a generator. Maybe you bought one and you've never used it, or you're interested in buying one and you don't know how to use it and you're a little intimidated. I'm going to show you today in literally 5 minutes how to operate a generator, how to start it, and we're actually going to start it and do a quick test, and I'm going to show you how not intimidating this is. And if you don't have one, you really might want to think about buying one now before you need it. So let's pull the camera in and take a look. There's a couple of main controls that you need to be familiar with when you're going to start or operate a generator. The very first one to be familiar with is the on-off switch. And in this generator, all this does is allow you to start the engine, and if the engine's running, it allows you to stop it. The next control is the choke. This has a choke knob, which you just pull out, and then when the engine starts to run, you just push it in. Some generators have a lever that you slide back and forth, others have different controls, but it's all the same concept. It's got an on-off switch and a choke. The next thing that you really want to be familiar with, and then we're going to do all this, is the fuel on-off valve. So every generator has one of these, regardless if it's an inverter, a traditional one, a propane generator, it doesn't matter. You've got some type of fuel on-off. So here in the diagram, we see that when it's horizontal, it's off, and when it's vertical, it's on. So right now I have it turned off, so let's just go ahead and turn that on. The next thing you need to do is to fuel the generator. And one of the most important things that you want to be aware of, especially if it's a gasoline-powered one, is this little red ring here in the fuel tank. And every generator is slightly different, but basically what this is this is the fuel fill level. You don't want to go past this, because when the generator is running, the engine is creating heat. The heat will cause the fuel tank to heat up, and you don't want fuel to be overfilled and then spill out and potentially cause a fire. So when you fill the generator, just fill it up to the ring or to the very bottom of the fill neck. Do not overfill it. Then, finally, the next thing you need to be aware of is the starter cord. So every generator is going to have a starter cord that you will pull, just like a lawnmower, to start it. Some of them will have an electric start where you can just press a button, but most of them are always going to have this pull regardless if you have an electric start. Because if you do have an electric start and the battery dies, you need another means to start it. That is the very basic operation. Let's put the generator on the ground and let me show you how we're going to start it and then how we're going to hook up the load to it. And before I start the generator, I just want to spend 1 minute to show you an accessory that you really might consider getting, and that is a electric cord reel. Reason being, when you start the generator, you're just going to plug your devices into it, but this is really nice because you can plug this into the generator and then bring this into the house through a door, through a window, and you've got 4 outlets to plug in: a lamp, a refrigerator, a phone charger, a television, whatever you need. So something like this is really convenient. Otherwise, you need to buy a lot of individual extension cords, and you may not have them when you actually need it. I do just want to mention a couple of very important safety considerations. Always store this outside of your home. Keep it in a garage, a shed, somewhere outside. You can keep a cover on it. Never run this in your house. This produces carbon monoxide. It has an engine. It can kill you very quickly. So always use this outside in a well-ventilated area, away from your home. And be careful, you are using gasoline. So when you pour the gasoline, when you store the gasoline, be careful you don't want to spill it. If the engine is hot, if it's been running for a while and you're low on fuel or you've run out of fuel, turn the engine off, let it cool down, then open the tank and fill it back with gasoline. If you fill it while it's running, you risk gasoline spilling, potentially igniting and causing a fire. If you just follow these basic safety precautions, you will be totally fine, totally safe, and easy to operate this generator. Also, if it is raining outside and it's heavy rain, don't stand in a puddle while you're plugging in electrical devices. Try to keep this sheltered. What I do is I raise this table up and I actually put this under the table to protect it from direct rain. Okay, so I brought a light outside, so we're going to simulate how this would, power our light in our house, our refrigerator, just by plugging in this clip light, so I don't have to actually drag a lamp out of the house or something else. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to check that the fuel is on, which we know because we just turned that on. So the fuel selector switch is on. We're going to pull the choke. The engine power switch is on, and then we're going to pull it to start it. As soon as it starts, we're going to push the choke back in, or if you have a lever, we're just going to slide the lever to turn the choke off. And that is literally how easy it is to use a generator. So let's plug in the light and show that it's working. And now we have light. I do want to mention, you should always start the generator, let it warm up for a couple of seconds, come up to speed, and then plug in your device. You don't want to plug all your devices in first and then start it. That's not the best way to do this. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that you realize that it is not intimidating at all to buy a generator and to use one. Now, there's other parts that go along with having a generator like this. You obviously need to do oil changes, and those should be done, 5 hours when you first buy it, maybe 25 hours, 30 hours afterwards. You obviously want to have fresh fuel. When you're done using the generator, I think that you should turn the fuel off, because if you turn the fuel off, what happens is you let the generator basically run out of fuel. I would turn that right there if I were going to let this run out of fuel. That way, what happens is the carburetor does not get gunked up with stale fuel, and instead you've always got fresh gasoline. This is the easiest way basically to buy a generator, use a generator, just have it outside, plug in your devices, and you're good to go. I am going to show you in the next video kind of a more advanced way that you can hook this up to your house so you don't have to run extension cords through the door, through the window, and plug in your individual devices. Instead, you can use your standard electrical circuit breaker panel. But again, for basic users, this is how you use a generator. And when you're done, like I said, we can turn the fuel off and let it run until it runs out, or we can just turn the power switch off. Unplug your loads first, then turn the power switch off. This is just a little clip light, so it doesn't really matter. I hope you found this helpful. Ask some questions. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching.